So it seems that there's been some very big news going on with the whole Emiru and Mizkif case, which we've covered over on this channel a little bit. And I thought, obviously, as I covered everything that's happened, obviously, in the beginning, I thought I would cover the rest of it because, again, there's been a huge update to this, including the fact that Mizkif is now reportedly suing Emiru, Asmongold, OTK, Mythic Talent, and King Gaming Labs. And this is pretty huge news because a lot of people obviously have been kind of, interacting with this, and the Emiru kind of situation has been a huge topic in the streaming space over the past couple of weeks, ever since she did that stream, and then obviously Mizkif did his very, very quick response, which, to be honest, in my opinion, wasn't really the best. But now, obviously, it seems like he is reportedly suing them, and it goes into more detail here, saying Matthew Mizkif Ronaldo has filed a defamation lawsuit against Emiru and Asmongold. He has also filed a lawsuit against OTK, Mythic Talent, and King Gaming Labs. Ronaldo is seeking damages for reputational harm, lost earnings, and emotional distress. Now, obviously, there's one thing to kind of go over here. There is a lot of personal information coming out now, obviously, because this is a real-life lawsuit. This isn't just internet drama. This is obviously a real thing. Now, as far as I know, obviously, Mizkif's name, Emiru's name, are fully known, and people know that. But obviously, I won't go too deep into the actual kind of lawsuit stuff itself, because there is a lot of details in there, which obviously I don't really want to share, just in case, obviously, because it is very, very personal, right? And I don't want to harm any of these people. And obviously, yeah, it seems like the defamation lawsuit is going to be against Emiru and Asmongold, and yeah, he's also going to be filing against OTK, obviously the company that I'm pretty sure he's part owner of, and also Mythic Talent, and other people who have been doing that, which is going to be very interesting over the next couple of days to see exactly what they have done, because again, it's not too obvious exactly why he's doing it. Obviously, maybe with Asmongold and Emiru, it's a little bit more obvious because, he claims that they defamed him, and we've all seen that through the streams and things. Not saying that, they did defame him, but we've seen why he would say that, because obviously they've said things about him, which obviously, a lot of people are on their side and saying it's true, and yeah, it seems like he is taking it to court, which I think a lot of people kind of expected anyways. They've been saying, one of the biggest names on Twitch is taking legal action against 2 other high-profile streamers and several gaming companies. Matthew Ronaldo, known to millions online as Mizkif, has filed a lawsuit in federal court against Emily Shunk, also known as Emiru, and Zach, also known as Asmongold, and 3 companies, OTK Media, Mythic Talent, and King Gaming Labs, Inc. According to the complaint, most parties involved are based in the Austin area, which obviously, yeah, we know that, everyone is mainly based in Austin, or was based in Austin. Obviously, Mizkif is now in California, I'm pretty sure. So obviously, yeah, they said they've reached out to the defendants involved in the complaint, and we'll give you an update. It said the lawsuit stems from allegations made by Shunk on during October 24th live stream, where she accused Ronaldo of physiological and domestic abuse, stalking, harassment, sexual assault, and threats of blackmail. It said the filing further alleges that Asmongold repeatedly called Ronaldo an aggressor and abuser during his own live streams, amplifying the accusations to millions of viewers. Ronaldo claims that these statements are false and have caused significant harm to his reputation and career, and I mean, it has, but again, I don't think, I feel like it's one of these things where essentially, hasn't been a lot of proof in terms of exactly what has went on, but the story has been kind of adding up and making sense, and I think it is a lot of people's own personal opinion whether how much of it is true and how much of it is not. Again, obviously, I'm on the side of Emiru and Asmongold here. I do think, obviously, you got to always at least kind of take both sides into account. I don't feel like Mizkif has been I feel like Mizkif, has been, doing some kind of stuff, whether it's to the extent that they're talking about, I don't know. I don't think anybody really knows, but it is very interesting to watch as an outsider, right? It's saying, shortly after the live stream, OTK Media, co-founded by Ronaldo, sent him a termination letter citing the nature of Emiru's allegations and announced it was reclaiming more than 1 million shares of company stock without compensation, which is pretty insane. Obviously, as I'm assuming that is why he is doing it. Obviously, OTK did say over on their page that he had left before all of this kind of stuff, and it wasn't to do with the Emiru allegations. But again, obviously, That's apparently what he's citing within this lawsuit, which I think is pretty interesting. They say the complaint asserts and that no contractual breaches occurred. Mythic Talent and King Gaming Labs also claimed breaches and demanded Ronaldo paid over $600,000 to Mythic for management fees. Ronaldo is seeking damages for reputational harm, lost earnings, and emotional distress. The exact amount of monetary damages have not been disclosed. So yeah, very, very interesting, because obviously that does also contradict exactly what OTK was saying about this entire stuff, about Mizkif being gone for a while. He's saying that he got a termination letter citing the nature of Emiru's allegations. Maybe he'd left OTK, but the contract was still going on, and that's when they decided to terminate it. Again, it could be a very nuanced kind of situation here, which I think obviously will be discussed going forwards as we find out more to do with this case. Again, lots of people have been talking about it on LSF. I don't like LSF, I'm going to be honest, but they have actually provided some links to, obviously, the court documents. If you guys want to go look into it into more detail, there is some more writing and stuff. But obviously, this is the main kind of thing here, obviously giving you a date and stuff. And obviously, this was filed on November 3rd. So obviously, it's taken them a few days, if not a week or so, to actually get this out. And obviously, yeah, it says complaint. And then we've got Exhibit A, OTK letter, and even more for attachments and extra kind of proof and things. So again, there is kind of things behind that, and obviously now it's been kind of assigned or reassigned to someone to get this all sorted out. Now, obviously, you know, lawsuits sometimes take a very, very long time, and I think that obviously this is going to probably take a very long time, and it probably isn't going to be very public. It's going to be public in the terms of, you know, people are going to be digging up these kind of things and trying to find out what's going on, but it probably won't be public in the terms of Asmongold going live and being like, hey guys, this is what's going on in the case, right? I don't think he's going to be too, you know, public about that. Obviously, he might talk about it a little bit, but again, I don't think we're going to get like a play-by-play of exactly what is going on by any of these people until maybe after it's done, right? And they're allowed to say stuff. And again, I do think this is a pretty crazy situation. It is literally just dropped, and a lot of people, you know, are going to be very, very interested in what exactly is going to be discovered here. They said discovery is going to be nuts, sheesh. And obviously, yeah, I think that, you know, a lot of people are going to find out more information about streamers, not just Mizkif, not just Asmongold, not just Emiru. Streamers in Austin, streamers just in general, you know, with information, whether it is to do with any of these people or whether it's to do with outside of this. It seems like, honestly, the nukes are now dropping in terms of all of this kind of stuff. And yeah, it's pretty insane. And I feel like there's going to be more coming out now that this lawsuit is out, right? It said, doesn't defamation only work if there's lies? And if they're not, then doesn't this case just force more things to light? This will be good. And obviously, yeah, that is kind of true there. Obviously, yes, you know, defamation, obviously they're saying it's false statements of fact that hurt someone's reputation. Since the defendant will be considered public figures, the hardest aspect of the case for this will be Mizkif to prove that the defendants acted with malice. And obviously, yeah, obviously a very kind of big kind of case that a lot of people bring up whenever it comes to defamation and other kind of in other court cases and stuff, right, is the fact that it is very hard to win a defamation case. A lot of people say that it's very hard, at least from what I've heard. Again, obviously, you know, sometimes if you do have a lot of evidence and proof, then yes, you will win it pretty easily. But again, you got to, you know, prove things such as you know, things like it's affected your reputation, and also like whether it caused malice and things. Obviously, I'm not a lawyer, so I can't tell you exactly, you know, exactly what, you know, he needs to prove and not prove. But I have heard, obviously, it is a little bit more difficult, and you've got to fill some requirements out to even be able to win a case like this. So again, he seems pretty confident this is going to happen. And I mean, if he's that confident, then maybe there's some crazy stuff that is going to drop. I don't know. But it said, begun the stream wars have as a discovery, and that one should be interesting. Does he understand what will come out in discovery? Holy, this is going to get bad. Discovery is going to be, she said, oh boy, the drama YouTube is going to be eating good. I am eating good. That he knows discovery is going to rip him to shreds, right? Said, but your honor, she threw plushies. And obviously, yeah, people making jokes about that too. I even made a joke over my Twitter about that, saying like, hey, you know, he's going to argue the fact that she threw plushies at him, soft, you know, you know, like made out of cotton or whatever kind of plushies at him, whereas he was chucking phones and stuff at her, which apparently is what, you know, Emiru said in her stream. But yeah, I think honestly, this might actually be a good thing. It might be a good thing in terms of it's really going to let us know who is in the right and wrong here. And obviously, we know that not every court case is like the be-all and end-all of truth and, you know, false things. We know a lot of court cases end up, you know, somehow going the other way and not being kind of truthful at all, and it just happens to be like that, right? But I do think, obviously, it's going to reveal a lot more information that people can use for themselves to obviously decide whether they think Mizkif or Emiru or whoever is in the right or is in the wrong here. And then they can, you know, actually make a full, like, informed decision on whether, you know, they should keep supporting them or whatever, or who they think is in the right, or whatever. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. But I think that, yeah, it's going to open up a lot of doors, and whoever wins, obviously, is going to, you know, end up on top. I still think Mizkif has had a lot of reputation damage, especially from all of the other stuff coming out against him, because funnily enough, he didn't put out a defamation lawsuit against some of the other people that were talking about him, including like Hugo and people like that, who also put out tweets and things about him and their experiences with him. He hasn't actually filed any defamation lawsuit against them. It's just against Emiru and Asmongold. And obviously a lot of people are picking up, especially on LSF, about the Asmongold one, being like, hey, you know, it's kind of funny that, you know, he's gone particularly for Asmongold, as there's been a lot of people that have been talking about this situation overall. But again, maybe there was some kind of underlying, you know, falling out, or not Mizkif not really liking him for whatever reason that may be. But again, I just thought this was very interesting. Just wanted to give you guys an update on this, because I thought that it was a very, very important topic to cover, especially considering that I've covered this in the beginning. And yeah, it is pretty crazy overall. But if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameSubs, use my code Kaza, get 10% off. Again, they've got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.